Okay. The Appraised Dividend Reinvestor is our product to help our clients determine the capital gain or loss on an equity or a fund that's doing dividend reinvestment. And the process, you can either start with a historical date and go forward, or you can start with a current date and go backwards. Now, this service is available as an outsourcing service where you send the work to us, or it's also available as a appraise online application where you can do the work yourself. For the sake of the demonstration today, we'll use the online solution, and you'll get to see the reports. And the reports which you generate are also available through the outsourcing service. Okay? If you have any questions as we go forward, you can either ask them to me, or you can send me a text. I'll be looking for that, and we'll take a look for those. Okay. We're going to start with our appraise website, which is appraisenj.com, which you see on the screen here. When you come to our website, we always have our current newsletter, which you can click to here at any point, so you can find out what's happening in our industry. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go to the Appraised Dividend Reinvestor, which is available for our Appraise ASP product, and I'll click here. The little button here that says Start Appraise ASP Now. Okay, I'm going to open this up. This is what it looks like. Okay, and I'm going to log in with the username and a password, which is assigned to me.
Well, ask them. Yeah, you're on hands-free. Okay.
Can everybody hear me and follow me?
Yes, can you hear us, Carol and Kathleen from Philadelphia?
Absolutely. Loud and clear.
Okay, very good, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're logging in here. So this is our Appraise ASP application. What that means is the software, instead of residing on your computers, resides on ours. From an information technology standpoint, it's much easier to manage. Okay, this is an idle timer, so I'll click on OK. All right. We're going to do a dividend reinvestor. So these are all the applications available in Appraise ASP. So I'm going to click on Dividend Reinvestor. Okay, it's going to load up for us in a second here. I'm going to click on File, New. And I'm going to use, for our example today, a company called CSX. The folks in Philadelphia are probably very familiar with CSX because I run a lot of lines up and down the East Coast.
Right, yeah.
Actually, the town I live in, they run a line right through the middle of my town, and every 20 minutes they put a train through it. Okay, so I'm going to give it a portfolio. So I'm going to do Test CSX going forward. So let's start with this, okay? So my portfolio ID will be TST-CSX. What happens is this is just an ID which helps us recognize the portfolio, and that's what would appear on the bill. Then we're looking for a QSIP number. There's a QSIP lookup, but for the sake of brevity, I'll put in the QSIP, 1264-0810. You can have a significance how far you want to go, 2, 3. I'll go for 3. I can reinvest on different dividend dates. I'll do the ex-dividend, but you have a lot of choices. And price rules, you can use close, you can use bid, you can use average. I'll use close, but it's open for discussion. So let's say my start date, how about let's do January 1st. Oops, hang on a second. 0101, let's start in 2008. Okay, and let's end it as of last Friday, so 06/01/2012. I know from doing some prior research that CSX traded on January 2nd for $43.45 per share. And let's say for the sake of discussion we bought 100 shares. So my initial purchase was $43.45. So what I'll do is I'm going to save that portfolio. Then this little telephone up here says click on it to send it for pricing, so I'll click on it. And off it goes. Okay, and the valuation has returned. It's a little hard to see here, so let's print it, okay? So I'm going to go print. You can print it to a printer or something else. I'm going to print it to an Adobe PDF so you can see it on my screen. Click on OK. And I'm going to save it for about CSX forward. Click on Save. And this should open up in a second. Okay, here comes our PDF file. Let me rotate it. View, rotate view, clockwise. Okay, it'll fill in the blanks here in a second. Here we go. Okay, so we have here, I'll use my little tool here. We have my issue, which is CSX. We have the start, which was 1/1/2008. The end date 6/1/12. Okay, so here you see the initial purchase right up here. Kind of come across. Okay, and then it reinvested its dividends. And then on the end date down here, which is last Friday, we had, after all that, we have 216.300 shares. At 20.32 per share, we had a total market value of $4,395.22. And you can see over that time frame, you had a capital loss of about $343. Any questions on that, or is that pretty straightforward?
We're good.
We're good? All right.
I have a question, though, how it's priced when you do a report as such. I know when we value a security, you're charged per security. So if we did this report hypothetically, would we be charged for each hit, the 4 dividends a month, or how does that charge out because we bill back clients?
Per year of data.
Okay.
Okay? So the prices are on the fee schedule on the website, but it's per year of data.
Okay.
That answer your question all right?
Does.
I actually want to catch this here. I'm not sure if you saw it. Look down here. See this in here? There's a split. And we caught it. We went from 105 to 211. So in the event of any splits, it will automatically adjust for those. Everybody okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Question. I'm a CPA and a fiduciary.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
is Mary speaking. And when you initially put in your cost basis, we will use a carry value, which is the date we say took over a conservatorship, and that would be the amount that we put in. So the computer will allow us to put in any number as a cost basis, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Are we comfortable with this report so far, ladies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're good. Carol, you good? Yes.
Okay, let me get out of this one. Now, let's do another example. Let's say, for instance, you have a purchase along the way. So we're going to add a purchase here. So it says here, click button to add a manual item. Okay, so let's say we did a purchase on 11/26/2008. We're in the midst of that big old market crash. We want to lower our position a little bit. So I'm going to put in a sell. And let's say on that particular day, it sold for $37.49 per share. Okay, and I sold 50 shares. Insert. So now we put that in. Let's do a report again. And I'm going to, again, go to PDF. Yes. Please wait while it loads up the revised PDF. I'll rotate it. And just right here, you can now see the sale and the adjusted positions. So you have the opportunity or the ability to put in sales or purchases to reflect the actions of your clients. Any questions on that?
Does this report download to Excel? Can I export it to an Excel work paper?
Now that's a great question. I need to check that for you. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. Can I get back to you on that?
Yeah, this is Mary from California.
Mary, if you can do me a favor, you'll see down below there's a chat box. Do you see that on the bottom left side or bottom right side?
Okay. I'll fess up. I have a bunch of screens open, but
Nope.
let's see.
You know what we can do, Mary? If you can, later on, I'll just get your email address, and I'll email back to you an answer. I'm sure when you registered for the webcast, we collected it, so I will email back to you. Is that okay?
Would you send that to everyone? I think that's a great question.
Absolutely.
Thank you. This is Carol.
No problem, Carol. We'll do a broadcast to everybody who signed up saying, is the ability there to export to Excel? That's the question, correct?
That is.
Yeah.
Sure. I will investigate and get back to all of you a little bit, okay? So that's how that works. Okay. Now let me ask everybody a question. Let's get out of here. Oops, Dividend Reinvestor. My last question. Oops, sorry. There we go. Let's see. There it goes. Okay. Are you ever in a circumstance where you have the person's current position and you need to go backwards?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do one last example for this webcast. File new. Portfolio name, take GE backwards. Actually, we'll take CSX backwards because we have that. So my portfolio ID is CSXBKW. QSIP number is from before. Okay, my start date will be 06/01/2012. My end date will be 01/022. So we're going to go backwards with this. So the price per share on June 1st is 20.32. Let's say we had 200 shares. I'm going to save it. I'm going to price it. Okay. Okay, right here. And we'll call this one CSX backwards. And it's loading up the PDF right now. Okay, and here we go. This one goes backwards. So my start date was 6/1/12. My end date is 1/2/2008. So we start with 200 shares on June 1st, and we unwind it. The reverse split is right here. So our starting position was down here. About 92 shares at 43.45. And we can see during that time frame there's a 317.62 capital gain or loss. So we went backwards this time. Is everybody comfortable with that?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. We like to end on time, even give you a few extra minutes back in your day. Does anybody other than the Excel question, which I'll get you an answer for, have any questions?
Can you go back to the previous screen for a second, the create portfolio screen?
Sure, let me try this. Oops. Hang on, please, ma'am. This screen, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the top significance where you can choose. Could you please explain that again?
This is the number of decimal positions you want us to take the prices out to and the dividends out to.
Okay.
decimals. Okay, great.
Is that a better explanation, ma'am?
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Are there any additional questions this morning? Okay. Well, on behalf of Evaluation Services, I'd like to thank you for joining us this morning. I will email you out an answer this afternoon regarding the Excel file. If you have any additional questions afterwards, you can please email them to accountinfo, the email address you registered at appraisenj.net. And we appreciate you sharing your time with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
You too.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.